Why is it so hard to do only one thing at a time? Oh my God, I don't even need a knife. The world moves pretty fast, and if you don't stop
And look around once in a while, you could miss it.
I'm kidding. That's not actually what I was going to say. But the world does move pretty fast, and the internet moves pretty fast. We've got the hustle, the grind. Everybody needs to be doing something all of the time, and we feel like if we aren't doing that, then we're not doing anything at all. So in order to make the most of our time, we want to multitask. Not to mention that we all have an expiration date. And that just raises the stakes, right? Because we want to do so much before we all die. But the truth is that when we multitask, we aren't doing things well because our attention is split and we aren't doing things intentionally. I just realized that I did not have to cut this because boy, they're just really taking the fun out of opening packages, aren't they? Back to my original question. Why is it so hard? Mainly, it's because we have a lot of distractions. Notifications, noises, more friends, more family, if you have any of those. Plus, with our phones, we allow all of these interruptions to happen. And we are now conditioned to receive input all of the time. If you're doing something, you better be doing a lot of some things. And we're always receiving input, like chatting with friends or listening to a podcast, listening to an audiobook, listening to music, watching a YouTube video while we're trying to clean the house. And lastly, there's this thing called FOMO where we're scared that if we are focused on just one thing, that we're missing out on this other amazing thing because we're not also doing that at the exact same time. So then how do you do it? To tell you the truth, you just have to pick one thing and do the one thing and only that. And only that. Give it your full attention. And don't feel bad if you slip up, because remember that we are not perfect. And the best thing that you could do for yourself is to remove any distractions. If you know that there's going to be kids, get rid of them. I mean, make sure that they are occupied with something else so that they don't bother you. Turn off your phone, turn off your notifications. Anything that you think is going to interrupt you in this task that you are trying to focus on, eliminate it before you start the task. And when you start to do this task, don't immediately go for your phone looking for something to listen to while you're doing this task. Think about just doing the task. You don't always have to be listening to something. It's not always input, input, input. Sometimes you've got to just let your brain think. This is one of my favorite things about opening new stuff. Oh, I probably should have done that before. I would like to challenge you the next time that you are going to be doing a task, try to focus only on the one task. Don't reach for your phone. Don't create distractions for yourself. When you're focusing on single tasking, I want you to remember that sometimes these activities that we love to do or that we need to do might seem to be unproductive when in reality they are the key to a balanced life and can help you with productivity and self-growth in the long run. And if you want to know more about that, then check out this video. I'll also put a link in the description below, which gives you the permission to be unproductive. And because we're all about lifelong growth here on this channel, I think it's important to talk about how to turn this into a habit and keep this up long term. Partake in mindful activities that force you to do the one thing, like reading or watching a movie. Doing something that you know requires your full attention, because if you do more of these activities, then your brain, like a muscle, starts to get used to it. You get better at focusing at just the one thing. And please don't think that you can multitask by having some kind of background noise going on at the same time. That's not going to help you to get better at doing this. And I know there's going to be a few of you out there that are going to say, oh, but I have ADD. Well, guess what? I also have ADD, and this takes practice. You have to work those brain muscles. And I'm not going to lie to you. Some days it's difficult to do. Sometimes it's really hard to do. So you just got to power through those moments and you'll learn from them. And schedule some time on your calendar, if you don't do this already, to do nothing. These moments will let your brain wander, which will increase your creativity, increase your problem solving, and overall your well-being. And lastly, give yourself a digital detox every once in a while. Do what you got to do. Put that phone in a lockbox, turn it off for an hour, maybe put it in another room. Force yourself to physically take a break from all of this digital noise. All right, and that's it for this video. So I will see you when I see you.